Okay, first off, I don't want to look at the camera this entire time in this video, because this video is mainly centered specifically on the script. But about a year ago, I beat Persona 5, and what do we have now? We have one of the most renowned JRPGs at the moment of time right now, and it's Persona 5 Royal. And well, it might be one of the best games I've ever played. I don't know if I prefer it over Persona 4 Golden, but it's decent. It's not decent. It's incredible what this game can do. Koromaru. Should I talk about Shinji here?
Persona! Persona!
It's Death. Remember that theme in Persona 3? Huh? Okay, so we're not even starting this game. Believe in me, this game will suck the life out of you. It might make you whole. It might just be the game that starts your new life anew. New perspectives, new and fixed flaws within yourself. This game, or Persona in general, will make you feel human. SMT lore is fabricated in symbolism, like the setting of past Persona games. P4 discover the truth, find your way through your human nature.
I am thou. Thou art I. The time has come.
And discover your true self. Persona 3's central theme is death. P5 is a game set in Shibuya where rebellion is the main focus, whereas the adults are corrupt and people are just scum in this game. You know, like you have like the one most diverse cast of characters that are just scum, terrible people, and you just downright hate them. But so I just want to start off by talking about this beautiful interactive menus. Beautiful, right? Oh, and don't forget about the music. The music is freaking banner, man. Okay, back on track here. So, what makes a JRPG enduring to some? Is it the setting? Is it the characters? Is it the driven force of the plot? Or is it all free? Persona 5 proved that once again you could create a narrative that is both enduring and derivative in some ways, because Persona 3 was the first with social links and thus forward. So yeah, so what makes P5 and others great is that it sticks to something that is relevant within Persona. In case Persona 5, symbolism is key to use of themes just like lust and sloth awaken to their persona. So each character in this game has their own awakening, you know. And speaking of Persona 5, or just Persona in general, it just sounds like familiar because it's based. It might sound familiar to you because it's based on Psychology by Carl Jung. The ability is the namesake of the game. You know, it's the whole point of it. So what is Persona to me specifically? Your cat tells you to sleep, and what do? Oh, and yes, our mascot robot's boy, Morgan tells you to sleep. Like every time in the game, but that's besides the point. I was 18, played my first Persona game, and that was Persona Q, and I experienced it through that. So when the time came to play Persona 5 in the same year, I was recovering from a terrible breakup. I wanted nothing more than a simple distraction, and this game did just that. So I was 18, going through some of the most things that the protagonist went through, and literally not kidding. I had rumors spread about me, and I had people that just didn't really like me. Like, I had conversations with people that I knew, and they apparently they learned something about me from that, and that just proves that rumors work. But I really felt that when understanding the same era of Akira or Joker was going through in P5. Such an outstanding game with compelling characters, left to right. You can date people that are much older than you in this game, no questions asked. I'm not going to explain that to you guys, but by day, Kawakami is a teacher by day and maid by night, doing services however you preference. Don't have a dirty mind, guys. I promise you that I haven't got far in that comment yet, so I don't know what happens because I don't really care. And then there's Takemi. Takemi is a clinic doctor in which he serves as the person that experiments new drugs on you. And having said that, I think it might increase your it might increase your guts. Just saying. You should really try to IRL sometime. Kidding, don't do that. But I gotta be honest, it's really hard talking about this game when you put 140 hours into it, knowing full well that I played almost the original game twice. Now, having said that, it was really the best thing that happened to me. Playing the other Persona games is truly an experience. Never once did I play a game that made me feel like I had friends. P5 Royal adds so much to the already pre-existing foundation, and vanilla Persona 5 is inferior now, so having new characters consuming Maruki, or I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry, added depth to this already brilliant game. So, what is the game essentially? So Kamoshida, oh boy, where do we even start with that? So I consider this to be an essential part of the game, but it's not also not essential in some ways, because it literally happens in your first hours, because it literally happens, and then Kamoshida is your volleyball coach, and Shouldnt Academy, you transfer to new school, and you're just meeting all these new people. A shitty adult that abuses his pupils, and physically, mentally, and psychologically, sexually abuses his students, just as terrible a person. So I'm gonna get into spoilers, so go ahead and leave the video if that's not really what you like. So I'm not gonna get heavy spoilers yet, but probably just keep an eye out for that. And there's a few palaces and dungeons that are in this RPG. So characters are the intrigue of this game. You are the trickster. An entity named Igor gave you the power to harness multiple personas within the Heart of Souls. Let's just admire this scene from where the MCU awakens his new power. And you also have your brosive Ryuji Sakamoto, Vulgar Boy. That's what they call him at first. I don't know, I don't understand what the MC was thinking, but I just... first impressions on Ryuji. Brosive, like I said earlier, he's one of my favorite characters. And he is just the core and heart of the team. He's the guy that drives you... He is the guy that, like, kind of gets you, like, shook up a bit, and this is what really gets you into the game sometimes, but... And then you have your... Morgana, the talking cat, like I said earlier, and then you have An, you have Yusuke, and he is the enigmatic artist. You have Makoto, the one who keeps you and your friends within reason. The brain, you have Futaba, the heart and the soul of your team. A hacker, and she wields the core persona. So, and you also have Haru, the passionate one. Oh, let's not forget Kechi. Oh boy, he is so cool in this game. I thought he was a decent character in Persona 5, but now he's like my second favorite character in Persona 5 Royal. He is really fleshed out now. I'm gonna say that right off the bat. If you have played the original Persona 5, you should pick up this game. So, the main characters are Sen, your persona that you have in this game is, like, past games is Orpheus, Izanagi, and now you have Arsene. And, well, you wake into your power by literally ripping a mask off your face, and it is literally getting bloodied up, and you literally rip your face off when you wake into your persona, so pretty brutal, yeah. I think it's brutal. You are not responsible for the mental shutdowns, and there's something going on in Shibuya, and we're all trying to figure out what exactly is happening. And this game is just... It's set in our world, but it's also really realistic if you really think about it. Like the way the public acts and reacts, it makes sense. So there is a clear culprit. There are accidents happening in Shibuya and unknown causes. Who's responsible? What is a meta-nav? And so, the protagonist is slated with a criminal record for helping a woman get assaulted by a man. Like every other Persona you have, you move to a new place. In every other Persona game, you move to a new area. So your family, you know... So, your family contacts a friend to watch over you for the next year, so you're probation. It's for that. And, by the way, every time you save in this game, you get out your journal and you just, like, write down stuff, so that's part of being on probation, so... And the guy that watches over you is named Sojiro Sakura. Mind that he is your father figure for the year, and he gives you no respect at the first, because he thinks you're nothing but trouble, and he explicitly informs you if you don't do well in school, if you mess around and do anything that out of respect, he'll throw you out. Oh, and mind you guys, this guy's voice literally sounds like a voice of glowing warm glass milk tugging at you by those oh so sweet warmth.
You know, when I was young, ooh boy.
Yo.
Ha ha ha.
Right.
But and mind this, everyone, and I mean everyone in this game knows you have a criminal
We'll be
record.
going now. The payment's on the table.
Rumors spread, people think you're scary, and they avoid you. Even the people from the bonds you forge with them, and the people that you know. And again, I went through these things, and it was heartbreaking to think that about it. That's what the Outcasts did to your background. It just sucks. Kamoshida, remember that name? This same guy that offered you a ride to school. He spread rumors. He was the antithesis of everything good, and he is just scum. But when you run into Ryuji, the two of you decide to make haste and head to Shujin through a different way. And this is where the game gets kind of weird. You find a castle, and unsure as Ryuji, he doesn't know what's going on. You don't know literally what's going on either, and that's what makes it. It's intriguing at best, but lost and probably really confused. We both are going in, and it turns out that. Oh, and you guys remember that Metanav? So, well, you're at school, and your cognition of the demented teacher Kamoshida, he is the king of this palace. I think he is making the palace. He thinks he is the king of the palace. So did I mention that there's plenty more villains? This is only the first villain. This is the first person you're up against. And it just gets crazy. So there are plenty here. This game has the wit and high of a high schooler baffled with psychology and how corrupt people can become and how evil or demented a single person can become. Your goal is, in Japan, is to steal the corrupted hearts of those rotten adults and to change your ways, whether cynical or human. It doesn't matter, because every heart you change in this game is for the sake of easing malice and to put an end. Oh, and almost every character you meet befriends you, not only to aid the world, but also to connect with you. The main character, whether you name your protagonist Akira or Ren, or I'm gonna steal your girl, it's all up to you. Whether or not you're fighting or forming your relationships with friends, you are contributing to the causality. Whether you're helping your friend through his troubled past, whether you're commending to something or of care for those you grow with, you grow bonds. And every time I hear Igor say rehabilitation, take a shot responsibly, within reason. Just, I'm kidding. But damn that Igor, long-nosed bastard. Wait, is he? Oh. God, he's a god. Okay, apparently we're all gonna die, but luck is at Akira's side, so maybe we just won't die. Maybe that might be the end of the game. We don't know yet, but we'll find out, you know. So Persona 5 is known for its turn-based system, and it's freaking brilliant. Some shadows or FOE are weak to certain alignments, like fire, nuclear, psi attacks, and much more. It's like a high round of chess. It's fun and it feels rewarding, you know. It's nice. It's fluid. I like that a lot. And then some Persona 5 adds depth to Catchy and adds new characters that are both outstanding. I highly recommend picking up P5. I highly recommend picking up P5 Royal over Vanilla, by the way. So who is Maruki? The counselor of Persona 5 for various reasons. So a month after the events of Kamoshida, Ann's best friend Shiho. So, if you play the game like me for the first time, you'll just get heart-wrenched by this, because this poor girl is Ann's best friend, and she took a lot of Kamoshida's anger towards Shiho. So, Ann and Kamoshida, there's rumors about her. Everybody thinks that she's a slut, and it's really just sad, because you can tell that she's hurting inside. And well, the reason they think that is because they think she hooks up with a lot of different men, including Kamoshida. So this man is scum. He spread rumors about you in the game, so that's the reason why everybody knows so much about you to begin with. But talk about so Shiho's sexually abused. So she tries to commit suicide. She is on the top of the Shouldnt building and she jumps. Literally everybody's sitting outside of her classrooms looking at her. And it's heart-wrenching, like I said earlier, because you can tell that this game really tries hard to make you think that, like, people could be scum and there is actual people out there that need help. And so who is Maruki? The counselor P5 has various reasons. Anyway, so I'm gonna have 3 events at Kamoshida on. So did I mention that Shiho survives and isn't common throughout the game, slowly recovering from trauma she received from Kamoshida, so recovery. So when all this stuff happened, you defeat Kamoshida at one point in the game. He has his form, he has his shadow form. In previous SMT games, before P3 and 4 and 5, they were just called demons. But this is where Maruki comes in. He is easily one of the most intriguing characters in the game. And by the way, he's an antagonist. You'll understand later. I'll get into that later. So Maruki talks to all of the characters in this game that are in Shouldnt. You are already a fan of Thieves, so you might know you change hearts with Lust being the first target. As you go through the game, you target more important people in the game, besides Shido. So the man responsible for the mental shutdowns, and also there's a little casino you can go to in this game. It's a palace. But let's just play this for a second, because it literally sets the mood for the game, and then in this dungeon, it's fantastic. What's the Fate is one of my favorite themes in Persona. It's not my favorite, but it's great. I love it a lot, and it really fits the theme in this dungeon, because, well, yeah. So throughout the game, you're getting interrogated by Sainijima, Makoto's older sister, who is a prosecutor who got caught up in the Phantom Thieves deals in this forward. So she's one of the antagonists in this game. And did I mention that the whole game leads up to the casino? Because apparently every little bit of intel that goes to Sainijima is based on the target you fought for the game. So I'm going to keep this part next to at least 10 to 15 minutes. I'm not going to spend too long on this, but so your friends, I gotta say that I never played a single game that made me feel like my friends, that I never had a game that made me feel like I had friends, and they're fictional at best, but easily one of the most unique experiences in gaming, because having a bond game with these characters in the game, it's like that. It goes for P3 and 4 also, but every moment you spend with these characters, you start to dwindle. And your relationships IRL, because you start to think about your relationships in real life, and it just makes you really think. And I had to really just figure out, like, how important friends are to me, because I never really discovered that until I played Persona games. And your relationships with people could be constricted and exclusive to years, so you might not have all the time to be with all these people in this game. So this game taught me to cherish those memories. And like IRL, I think that, like, with relationships, I had to really understand that relationships are a fundamental that only lasts for preset time. They could end at any moment, and you gotta, like, cherish those memories, like I said earlier. So cherish those memories. Think of people every moment you get. Lead it on, and just value family, and don't judge people as it defines the rest of the color of your life. Ryuji is my favorite character, but what's funny about Akechi is that there's just some gay answers in dialogue, like "Honey, I'm home," and so much other ones, but it really hurts because this character in particular, you learn that about him. Well, if you go for his compliment, you'll understand what he is and what it means to me. So his true exterior, when you understand him better, he pretty much hates you because
I hate you. Your deft handling of your unfortunate circumstances, your uniqueness, your ability to surpass me, all these irritate me. You're the one person I refuse to lose to. You really are... No, never mind. I'll let you have this win today. But next time I will be victorious. Let this be my proof. There's a tradition in the West to throw one's glove at their opponent when demanding a duel. Should the opponent accept the glove, the duel is also accepted.
You are stronger, and he can't even stand not having a friend of his help him with his troubles until now. He even says it in the game, and let's just admire this clip.
You're just some criminal trash living in an attic! So how? How does someone like you have things I don't? How can such a worthless piece of trash be more special than me? Here, I'll show you who I really am. Come, Loki!
Again, it's that persona.
What's going on?
Don't make me laugh! Justice! Righteous! Keep that shit to yourselves! You and your teammates piss me off!
He can use two separate powers? Then everything, even his appearance was a fake!
You're going down! I'll destroy you! Go down with me!
No way!
That bastard! He made himself go psychotic! Now, let's see you drop dead one at a time in front of your precious friends!
Damn it, he's lost it! Here comes!
Die!
Oh man. And well, so there's this little character named Futaba. You might have heard of her because she is probably arguably the most popular character or best girl in this game. So Futaba lost her mother, Maruki lost his fiance, and the main character lost Akechi. Spoilers. But one of your closest friends, in my opinion, is Ryuji at best, but that's besides the point. Akechi went for great lengths to have you killed in pursuit of his father, Shido, and yes, you heard that right, Shido is the father of Akechi. So he is responsible for mental shutdowns, and the ace detective that had hints from the start of the game, like,
Oh, I know a place! I want to go to that huge pancake-looking place we passed on the way here!
Cake? What are you talking about?
Oh, am I mistaken? I thought I heard something about delicious pancakes.
It must have been especially tough for you after having just transferred here.
pancakes.
Why? Why is it that no one likes me?
Akechi-kun!
Who's there?
It's me, Pancake-san.
Pancake Senpai. Is that really you?
Yes, it is me, Akechi-kun. Your true lover, Pancake.
I'm glad to see you again. However, it's sad that you have to see me like this. Why, Pancake Senpai? Why does no one like me?
Because, Akechi-kun, you have to give in to the pancake. Come over here, pour syrup on me.
That sounds a bit suggestive, don't you think?
LL. But it didn't stop there. Akechi is only working to ruin his father's life once this corrupt politician gains all he needs. So before I get into more depth into the actual palaces, I feel that I need to explain the celerity of this game because it's slow paced at best, which is a good cause. You get tons of character development, Maruki being my personal favorite, as he genuinely tries to be a good person and do what's right. And yet again, you have a criminal record, you are friends with these people, and these people are there for you, and they have your back. For a mostly silent protagonist, it is quite extensive. You say almost nothing, and at the same time with dialogue options, it seems like the MC's just fitting into the cities. The palaces, I'll talk about the last one, so if you haven't played this game, I will eagerly implore you to pick up P5 Royal. So, in order to understand this policy, I gotta explain a few things. So, I'm gonna play a little clip here in the middle of it. It might be dialogue, it might not be, but let's get to know Maruki a bit. So let's get to know Maruki a bit. So everyone gets counsel from Dr. Maruki. I'll keep it short. On more than obvious once Chiyoda recovered, Ryuji wants to get back into track and run to get a scholarship for his mother. And Maruki listens and explores, letting them talk for themselves instead of asking questions like your mood throughout the week or asking about your life. Instead, he just listens and tries to connect to these people for his work. It's quite enduring, but these questions all lead up to what gives his perspective on society. There are lots of people going through struggles. So, what if there was a way to ease this suffering? Not even a week after beating the gods of desire, you immediately get thrown into another reality that is fabricated by who? The music starts, and then Japan falls into peace, no conflict, no suffering, no pain, just nothing bad, just blissful happiness. But is this really what you want? Is this still humanity? So Maruki. Oh boy, poor Maruki. I honestly felt sad for this fictional character, as I really felt that he was really just trying to become a good person. He wanted to help people and end their suffering and create a reality where people are always happy. And how does he do that? He becomes God. He becomes God. But after fighting Elizabeth, you just learn that his position was replaced by Maruki. And that replacement would be Maruki. There's this unease as Kechi was supposed to be dead, and suddenly all the tragedies of human nature have ended. And Futaba's mother is alive. Oh, and did I mention that Futaba's palace is awesome? And that she is one of the most deeper characters in the game. I remember when I talked about your guardian Sojiro Sakura. Well, his daughter is Futaba Sakura. Her mother passed away from a supposed suicide, and you later learn that it wasn't suicide, it was a mental shutdown, caused years prior to the game's setting. And you probably have an idea of who might have killed her. And the reason she died was simply because she knew too much about the cognitive world, and the same about Maruki studied day in day out until his research was taken from him. But Futaba had a palace, and it was just heartbreaking. There are two palaces in this game that effectively mentally, and that's what a game should do. Honestly, I teared up a little in this game. And Media usually doesn't do this, which is odd. So you may be able to date your non-biological sister, which is odd. But I can't help but feeling like comforting a shut-in, oddly enough. Anyway, back to Maruki. He granted every wish of the protagonist, and oddly enough for yourself, and after beating the supposed final battle, if you get far into your confidence in Maruki, Kazumi, and Akechi, you'll get more out of this game. It's a staggering extra long game that was previously 110 hours to 120. Now, after I spent 140 hours on the game, so Maruki talked to each of the characters that you interact with. Never once did I think he'd become a god and have a persona. In fact, he isn't even a shadow in his palace. So a character that wishes nothing but happiness of others. You want to research the cognitive science, which should have been the first hint, but I didn't even bat an eye. And let's talk about the final boss music, which is literally the really best, because there was this theme for when you go to change art, which is just as memorable. And there's, I believe, in Lost, there's throw your mask away, which is ironic as all the characters that are Persona users have one. So let's play this.
That I have my faith in. It never seems to see the light of day. Shadow is where my mind's facing. 'Cause we both tend to be sensitive to the new ways, but it doesn't have to be like this. Don't sleep through dreams.
So there's a perspective of the fans' views of Maruki. Beautiful. Maruki isn't misunderstood. Maruki isn't the misunderstood JRPG villain. He is a real guy with real problems. He created a reality where people would be happy. The main character and your party members decided to put an end to this reality for the sake of keeping many struggles instead of believing in this fake reality. I'll go ahead and play a few clips to give you a perspective on Maruki and his demeanor. Like the final boss.
Let's begin. If you win, my heart will be changed. However, if I win, my reality becomes the true reality. I will overwrite all of existence with my own cognition. I'm not holding back anymore.
What the?
Just as you have your own beliefs, I too have no intention of changing my plans for reality. No matter what happens to me in the end, I will fix this torturous world. That is my own rebellion. His apparel just... And I believe you called forth your power like this. Persona.
No way! So Maruki really does have a persona.
I'd regret not pointing this out to you. You shouldn't mistake our powers as being equal. It's time, Azathoth. Our final battle has come. My persona guides me.
Fight, I think it's really important. So here you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed this little clip, and I'm going to show this to many people, so I hope you get this far in the video. But that's right, this is just a Mr. Maruki here. I'll play a little of his interactions with the characters for some sense.
The reality I created may seem distorted from your point of view, but it's a reality where everyone is happy. If you just stay, you'll never have to suffer the pain of loss, or the pain from having people and things stolen away from you. So, you saw what happened with Rumi. I'm not the one who suffered. She is. But she's still living a wonderful life right now, in this world you call a distorted reality.
But she still doesn't remember you, right? And you're fine with that?
She may not be in my life anymore, but at least her own life is a happy one now. I'm not just doing this for Rumi. I want all of you to live just as happily as she is. I suppose it's more accurate to ask, do you two gentlemen have any doubts? You're here, aren't you, Akechi-kun?
Akechi!
You caught me.
Oh, it was just a hunch. This issue doesn't only affect you, Akechi-kun. This involves you, too.
What do these two have to do with...
The relationship you two share is very unusual. A detective and a phantom thief. Despite being enemies, your relationship isn't based on hatred or ill will. That's why I found it so tragic when I learned what happened in Shido's palace.
You bastard! So, my final enemy is a puppet version of myself.
Say, didn't you regret how things ended with him?
As you play through the game, you learn what the characters have gone through. Whether you're right or Maruki's right, it's all down to perspective in the end. So Persona 5, the game that follows a diverse cast of characters and claims to have stolen my heart, literally. I'm making this game, I never felt like it stole my heart, because I felt change, you know? And that's kind of the theme of this game, is a rebellion to, you know, like I mentioned earlier. But one of the best games I ever played. Last year I beat Persona 4, so I'm trying to decide between P4 and 5 because I don't know which one I prefer. But P3 is just a little different. I don't dislike it. I actually really enjoyed it, but it's different. But I'm gonna end it here. I think I've said just about anything I could really say about it. It was a pleasure talking about this game because it's in its entirety anyway. This is Spacey Dragon. I just want to wish you guys a happy new year, a good new year, and don't forget to subscribe. Please, videos like this take eons to make. If you drop a like and sub, and I appreciate it. If you stuck around, thanks. Take care, mates. Bye.